Cake, it's Thursday. It is day 4 in our info-tastical fortnight. Alex, I don't know the exact phrase you used. And today I'm going to talk to you about playing the piano because I know several of us play the piano and no one has done a video on it yet. So this video comes to you in 3 parts. Part 1 is the piano itself. So the keyboard has 88 keys, 52 white and 36 black. And it ranges from low A to very high C. My OCD kind of wishes it started and ended on the same note, but it doesn't. Also, I am convinced that the black keys only exist so composers like Debussy and Chopin can make your life a living hell. I mean, come on. Piano also has 3 pedals, unless your name is Natalie and then you only have 2 pedals. The one on the far right is called the damper pedal, and it's the one that gets used the most. It sustains all the notes that are being played, so it makes the music sound super flowy. The one on the far left makes everything quieter. I hardly ever use that one, and it took me years to figure out what the middle one does, and I still don't understand why we have it. So Natalie, you're not missing anything. I found out about the middle pedal one time a couple of years ago when a couple of the keys on our keyboard were sticking because stuff falls into the piano, like pencils and tiny puzzle pieces, and they get caught under the hammers and the keys stick and they won't play. So we opened up the piano to try and unstick the keys, and I started messing around with the pedals because I could see the damper going against the strings and I thought it was really cool. And I realized that the when you press on the middle pedal, it dampens only the strings to the left of middle C. It's not supposed to do that. It's supposed to sustain the note that happens to be playing at the moment. Or on some upright pianos, it's supposed to make it all quieter. My piano does neither of these things, so it's either just weird or you can't trust everything you read on the internet. Oh yeah, and on that occasion my dad realized how dusty it was on our piano, so he took the hose on the vacuum and vacuumed it out. And it was the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life. Part 2! Historical periods. There are actually 6 total musical periods. I am familiar with 4 of them. The Baroque, the 2 in the middle I get mixed up, and the Contemporary. There's 2 before the Baroque, the Medieval and Renaissance, but the piano wasn't invented then, so there's no music from those periods. Okay, it goes Baroque, Classical, Romantic, Contemporary. I always get Classical and Romantic mixed up. I took lessons for 13 years, and you'd think I would know that by now. Okay, part 3 is actually the learning of a song. Before you learn the song, you actually have to read the music, and basically when you first look at a piece of music, all you see is a bunch of horizontal lines and dots. Every note has a letter ranging from A to G, and they go in order on the keyboard. And when reading them on a piece of paper, in the treble clef from bottom to top, it spells face, F-A-C-E, and the line notes form E, G, B, D, F, every good boy does find. In the bass clef, the space notes form all cars go beep, and the line notes spell grizzly bears don't fly airplanes. Thank goodness for that, because otherwise my dad would be out of a job. Now we can get into what it takes to actually learn a song. First thing you need to do is locate middle C. Basically, if you sit in the exact center of the keyboard, middle C is the one right in front of you. And you know, it just occurred to me that's probably why the keyboard goes from A to C instead of C to C, because I don't think C would be in the middle then, and we'd have a middle E instead. Learning a song on the piano is kind of different from other instruments because, like for example, on the clarinet, you can only play 1 note at a time, so you only have to read 1 line of music at a time. Where on the piano, you have to read 2 lines of music at the time. Unless your name is Rachmaninoff and you write chords big enough that you need 4 lines. This made me go a little crazy. can kind of mess with your mind a bit with certain composers. Bach. Typically you play the treble clef or the top line with your right hand and the bass clef or the lower line with your left hand. That's not always the case, but that's usually how you read the music. Now from my personal experience, there are 3 stages to learning a song: the sight reading, the learning, and the memorizing. Sight reading is the first 4 or 5 times you play a song that you've never seen before. After that, you get a feel for how it's supposed to sound, and you actually start learning it. Once you can play it easily without thinking, then you've mastered it and you can start memorizing it. This is what happens for most pieces of music. Unless you're learning this, then the order goes sight read, sight read, sight read, magically have it memorized. Or anything by Debussy, which goes sight read, practice, sight read, bang head on keyboard, practice, give up, realize you have a recital coming up, relearn, practice, learn, memorize, then never play song again. Okay, I realize that doesn't happen for everybody, but that has happened to me on multiple occasions. I do recommend memorizing everything though, although that can be kind of discouraging because it feels like you're taking a step backwards after you've worked so hard to get a song sounding good. But in the end it's worth it because you can't carry sheet music around with you everywhere, because that's just weird. I mean, it's not like I do that or anything. Okay, these are my reasons why everybody should play the piano. Number 1, there is a belief that people in music are better at math. Please disregard the fact that I am an English major, because I'm 90% sure that is the only thing that got me all the way through AP Calculus. Barely. 2, I think it's relatively easy to learn, because it takes literally no skill to push a key. Or 3, I am extremely biased because I have played the piano my whole life and I think it's the best instrument out there. For 4, I consider it extremely rewarding because the more you practice the song, you can hear yourself improving and getting better. And one of the most exciting things for me is to hear a song I can play in real life. I've learned to hate this. I use this as my alarm clock. That's 2 of my ringtones right there. I'm not gonna lie, that player piano kind of creeped me out a little bit. After you've stuck with it for long enough, you hit a point where you stop saying you messed up and you start saying you were improvising. I am looking forward to the rest of your videos. Bye, I'll see you guys later.